So, hey guys. No, not me guys. So where have I been for the past few days? I've been preparing for my end of the semester summer presentation. It's got a fun presentation. So she randomly assigns you topic to talk about, and I was assigned group attractiveness and solo attractiveness. And usually you required to have like 1 to 2 scientific paper to back whatever you're gonna say because she doesn't want you to just come up and ramble about shit. But yeah, and let's just say I got my video today, and let's just say I need to still continue to improve on my presentation skills and also on my speaking skills because that sucks. At some point in the video, I was just literally reading off the script and I was like reading it, I was like, ugh, I wonder how she was able to like watch this because it was so cringe. I was trying to be funny so bad because I'm not really like a good presenter. So usually I try to like practice or do copy what other people that are good presenter do, which I should probably not do, so that I should find myself, but it's fine. I'm going to show you guys what I did, and let's just say I know I've gotten the feedback. So wherever you guys are thinking while watching the video, she has probably given me the feedback already, and I'm probably going to work on it because the entire video was like, ooh, brother, ooh, what's that, brother? But it's fine. It's a learning process. I still have a year till I do my big presentation. So we're going to take this as a learning process. And let me show you guys the video before I keep ranting. Ranting. So here's a question I would like to ask. Do you think people are more attractive when they're in a group or when they're by themselves? And I'm not just talking about bad angles or good lighting. Turns out that there are research out there that have studied this phenomenon. So whether your looks improve in a group or whether you're just better offline solo. And yes, it's a real scientific research. And let's get right into it. So let's start with what the psychologists call the cheerleader effect. You might have heard of this term in the popular American sitcom show How I Met Your Mother, but this goes way beyond the sitcom logic. So when you look at a group, your brain doesn't analyze each face in detail. Instead, it creates an average of all the faces, and this average tends to be more smoother, more balanced, and therefore making everyone in the group more attractive. We can think of it this way. So let's say you blend a smoothie. It tastes better than having to eat each ingredient separately. Our brain does that but with faces. So smoothing out the rough edges and giving the whole group a little glow up. But wait, what about the fruit dooring? Do you think that might be the case where flying solo works better, or do you think preference matter? That is something that I will address later in this video. So why does this happen? Well, it's all about efficiency. Since your brain is busy, it tends to take shortcuts to save time, and processing the group as a whole is just a lot easier than having to analyze each face individually. And bonus, we all get to look better at the end of the day, so that's a win for me. But wait, cheerleader effect isn't just about looks. There is another layer here, social psychology. So being in a group sends a signal that you are socially connected, and that itself is attractive. It's like a squad giving you a 5-star rating just by being around you. And then there is group attractiveness effect. This one is less about visuals and more about vibes. So basically, group energy matters to me. I like to think about it this way: group synergy equals instant charisma. Other people might beg to differ. So, like I said earlier, group energy matters. So, a fun, confident group can make everyone look better. So, it's like when you see a band on stage, sure, you might have like your bias, but the whole group vibe is what pulls you in the first place. Okay, so now let's dive into the findings. So, a 2014 study by Walkers and Vol, I apologize if I pronounced that name wrong, introduced the cheerleader effect, showing that people consistently rate individuals in group as more attractive than when they're alone. And this is mostly due to the brain averaging and balancing effect. And I also found a 2015 research by Van Bushill that expanded on the cheerleader effect, confirming that this attractive boost works across gender and is stronger in larger groups. So if you're aiming to maximize your group picks, science says bigger is better. Depends. I like to emphasize on it depends. Also, in a 2018 study by Ojiro, which looked at cultural differences, we see that in Western culture where individuality is highly valued, people tend to focus on standout individuals rather than evaluating the group as a whole. This emphasis on individual trait can make the group effect less uniform. For example, a particularly charismatic or stylish person in the group may attract the most of the attention, overshadowing the overall impression of the group. The averaging effect of the cheerleader effect becomes less pronounced because individual distinctiveness takes precedence. In contrast, collective cultures such as those in East Asia prioritize group harmony over individuality. Here, people are more likely to evaluate a group as cohesive unit rather than isolating individual traits like the Western culture. This cultural lens amplifies the group effect as the group overall presentation carries more weight. A harmonious and well-coordinated group is perceived as more attractive collectively, with the averaging effect working more strongly to enhance the group appeal. So there is some limitation to this study. Many of the study utilizes artificial study conditions, which means that they rely on static controlled laboratory settings where participants view photos of groups and individuals rather than observing the people in dynamic real-life interactions. Also, the one thing I also want to say is participant bias, such as societal stereotypes or personal preference, may also influence the attractive rating, and these biases are often hard to control or quantify. And that was something I was trying to point at the durian example. Preference. I don't like the taste of durian and I will never use it in my smoothie. But that doesn't mean other people doesn't like it. I mean, there are people who enjoy avocado smoothie. So preference. And also, most of the study is a cross-sectional study, meaning that they measure perception at a single point in time. So it's unclear how this effect may play out over longer interaction or relationship. So what's the biggest takeaway here? Depending on who you are, first, you can either surround yourself with people that makes you shine, whether it's by averaging out imperfection or just by being a great team. And if that doesn't work, you can always adopt a dog, or maybe not, unless you're responsible enough. Then maybe you can. Also, at the end of the day, attractiveness isn't just about looks, it's about how people feel around you. So whether you're in a group or alone, just own it. And if you're still worried about it, just know that, hey, everyone is too busy worrying about themselves anyway. So that's it. Thank you for listening.
So that was the video, and let's just say, like I said earlier, yeah, I do need a lot of work, and I hope in the future I get better because I do love improving myself. And thank you guys for watching, and see you guys tomorrow.